Hey!
Hello, hello, hello,
It's so good
hello.
to see you back,
Happy
and
New Year.
yeah, I
Happy New
know.
Year. I've been gone all year.
We were talking a little pre-show too, and I didn't ask, how are you?
Oh, that's true. I'm doing much better. David was sick right along with me, and we're still recuperating, but we are way better off than we were a week ago or 2 weeks ago. I'm hearing a lot of energy workers, light workers were going through the exact same thing, severe flu-like and flu variation illnesses,
Weird.
all at the same time, from like Christmas to after New Year's Eve. And I mean, people were like, "Holy shit!" All of my light worker friends are flat on their back. I ended up in the ER for 6 hours, and
Yeah.
ended up going back to the doctor 2 more times after that. So, I mean, that gives you an idea of the severity of what we were going through. But apparently, this was happening a lot, and a lot of people are recuperating,
That is
and it
crazy.
is insane. It is
Because I
insane.
was just flat in bed for two
You were
weeks.
flat out for 2 weeks as well. Yeah, we both missed out on an episode. Which one will we
Yeah.
broadcast? I believe that was Wizard of Oz.
Want to say hey for Chris? Yeah, we did the Wizard of Oz, and we had to postpone the chakras. We
We
missed two,
did.
I think.
I think we
Lisa's
missed at
here.
least two.
Hi.
Lisa's here. Ola's here.
Uh
Yeah. Yep.
oh, ignore this Ola leaking person. She's spam. God, the
Okay.
spammers are already coming, recruiting for.
Yeah, they pick up on the readings part of
Yeah, so
our
Lisa says
advertising.
ignore. Yeah, she specifically,
Yeah,
and I can.
she's trying to target Chris and Lisa right now, but or he or she or whoever. Ignore their invitations. That's not us. It's a spam. And then there's Linda. Hello, Linda. It's good to see you again. Yay. Happy New Year, everybody. Lisa,
Thank you,
Lisa,
Linda.
Lisa,
Lisa says will do.
yeah, Lisa and Chris understand the assignment.
Yeah, awesome.
They understand the assignment.
Yay!
There's a TikTok series based on that phrase. I understand the assignment. People dance to it. Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you, Lisa. She's just glad y'all are better. We appreciate that. We're glad we're better too.
Yeah. Not completely out of the woods, but mostly. I can see the sunshine. I can see clearly now the rain is almost gone. Doing
Well,
better. We're
yeah.
here
So,
tonight.
yeah, we're here tonight for Eyes of Indigo. Like, what's the name of it?
Where are we? What are we doing? Wizard of Oz?
And we're discussing weird stuff in a rational way.
Woohoo!
And yay!
Hi, Whitney.
Hey Whitney,
Keep going.
hello.
Keep going, Iris. You're doing
Before
great.
we tonight's program is going to be psychic readings. We try to do this once a month, so we'll be explaining that in a minute and how we do it and that sort of thing. But before we get into that, we like to do a little feature at the beginning of each show. Now, we started this about a month and a half ago, um, called, what is it called? Behind the Curtain.
A peek behind the veil. Peek
Peek
behind the
behind the
curtain.
veil, peek behind the curtain. Yeah, it's kind of like, remember the Wizard of Oz, and pay no
Hmm.
attention to the man behind the curtain. So
But there are things to pay
tonight,
attention to behind the curtain, and every now and then we like to pull one back. Iris, your
yeah.
camera has frozen, but we can hear you just fine. So
Okay,
keep
just stick
so keep
with me. I'm
going.
thinking close a couple of these pages will be good, but let's
Yeah.
try this. Oh, wait a minute, let me hide that. In the news, just yesterday,
Broadcast
was
yesterday.
was Greta Thunberg? Is that how you say her name?
Iris,
And
I'm sorry, I have to interrupt you. Can you block this Ola Lacan person?
let me go over to.
And is still soliciting our viewers.
Oh,
And that
Jesus.
Ola Lacan person, she's addressing specific other viewers. Please ignore this Ola person's invitations. This person is spam. We don't know who it is. It's a total stranger. And we apologize, but when we put the word out for readings, apparently there are still trolls that have systems that pick that up and try to pick up some victims for their scams. So,
I'm trying to find her.
and she is showing up third from the bottom
Go
and
live.
and 2 or 3 from the top. Fran has joined us as well. Whitney understands about scammers as well. I agree with your comment absolutely. And in the chat, while Iris is trying to fix that real quick, we are broadcasting on 2 platforms, Facebook
Oh, that
and
evil person. Her comments don't show up in the chat.
Her comments are coming from Facebook, if that helps, Iris.
Yes, they are, and I'm on the Facebook page looking at
Wow.
the chat, and it's not there.
So
They have it all figured out, don't they?
They're trying to, but people on Facebook can't see comments for people on YouTube and vice versa. If you're watching YouTube, you're not always going to see Facebook chats. So we try to cross read out loud. We try to read comments from people as they come in so that both platforms can understand what we're talking about, and also for future listeners that are going to join us by recording. Greetings to all of them as well. If you're new to the show, I'm Margot, that's Iris, the frustrated technician, producer and co-host. She is a Jane of many, many hats, and she's educating us about the slippery, slinky dealings of some of these trolls. So when anybody that pops on here saying contact me directly for reading or whatever, that's a scam. We don't have that.
Yeah,
we don't have any people, friends, or associates like that.
Yeah, and it's our show. We don't want anybody.
Yeah, it's our show. We don't share that with other people. So, Lisa called it like it is. Karma is a bitch. Yep. You're gonna get theirs, right?
Damn scammers.
Exactly. And people want their readings, so they're calling for that. So while we finish setting this up and do a quick peek behind the curtain, folks, feel free to be thinking of your question. What would you like for us to go out there in the ethers and listen a little bit? What would you like advice on in your life? And it can be in the past, in the present, in the future. It can be money, health, children, parents, jobs, sweethearts, projects, animals, spiritual stuff, supernatural events around you or around other people. You can speak on behalf of other people. Past lives is another topic that's very popular that you can ask about. But ask us one question.
What you need to know.
Or ask yes. The classic question, if you're not sure, we can just you can simply say, ask your version of, please ask my spirit guides what I need to know right now.
And we're not going to go on and on and on. We're just short
mini
answers
readings
and move on to the next person.
Exactly. These are mini readings. So go ahead and start typing your questions in the chat, and we will answer them in the order that they appear on our screens. Remember, there is a couple of minutes. There's like anywhere from half to 1 minute delay between you hitting send and us seeing it. Iris, you're moving again. That's excellent.
Okay. So real quick.
You're welcome to Priya. Dr. Priya, sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
Greta has been in
The
the
news.
news. She was arrested. They're and I'm just scanning through this real quick. They're opening a mine in
Coal mine.
in Germany, and there was a bunch of protesters out for it, right? So that's kind of, this is at the coal mine, and and I'm going really fast through this. Go here. Here's the mine, where they're starting to dig and all for it. Okay. So in the news, it shows her being arrested.
As one of the protesters.
That's Greta and the police. Okay. And she's like 20 now. And this was how it appeared. And it was like, police removed climate activist Greta Thunberg from a protest against the expansion of the coal mine. So then this video was taken behind the scenes.
You also want those for you, man? Wie sieht's denn aus mit der Abfahrtsstraße?
Iris, can you make it bigger? It's rather tiny.
Sorry, there we go.
Or start it over, actually, because the very first sound they make is important.
You also want those for you, man? Wie sieht's denn aus mit der Abfahrtsstraße?
Notice what they're standing still for. And that she's holding hands with the cop. And that's it.
So, yeah, okay. So here she's laughing, giggling, talking, they're taking pictures, all that stuff. Then there was another picture where they're actually carrying her out. Okay.
Mhm.
So, and we're not picking on Greta per se. We're just saying
Pointing out media
you have
manipulation.
media manipulation, or if
Deception.
you look at media manipulation, it gives you something else. It's news
Gaslighting.
media. Yeah, gaslighting. News media manipulation.
Oh, all media manipulates, not just news. I'll debate that one until I fall over dead.
Well, I know. I totally agree.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, if you look up media manipulation, you'll get
Mhm.
things about editing videos and stuff like that.
Oh, editing.
That, yeah. And then
This is shades of, but what we're talking about is shades of gaslighting. Media controlling what you think the picture is. And Iris found some excellent photographic examples of manipulation again, gaslighting again in the news. The dangers of a one-sided story. Yeah.
Yeah, this one shows you've got Prince William from one angle, and it looks like he's shooting a bird to the crowd. But when you get the picture from the other angle, he's holding up the number 3.
Yep.
All right. The center green picture
Is the whole
actual
picture.
picture. And the guy's holding a gun, just it happens to be in the way, but they're helping him with water. If you crop it to the left, it looks like he's getting ready to shoot the man in the head. But if you crop it to the right, it's more sympathetic.
Exactly.
This is, I mean, typical, we heard during COVID about how newscasters would be practically in their pajamas except for a suit and coat top. And this is a prime example of how that works. And this one, this is an example of an political
Pence.
inauguration.
That was
Yeah,
Pence and all the crowd around him in the picture, but
when you back off, there's nobody there.
there's no real crowd at all. Yeah.
And I just want to just another quick one. I still think this one was interesting. It looks like this guy's getting ready to attack a kid with a wooden paddle, but when you get the whole picture, you realize he's just playing a game with a bunch of kids.
Paddleball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so those are just a few examples of
News media
how they
manipulation
manipulate. Yeah.
and gaslight us with staged environments, staged photos, staged videos. Yeah.
Yes. So
That was 20-year-old
beware.
Greta. That's a Greta, guys. She's 20 years old. She's surrounded by a bunch of good-looking young professional guys in uniforms. You damn straight she's standing there giggling and cooperating. Okay, did y'all notice that? She was in there giggling. She knows what's going on. They do too.
I got to plug the Ryan Research Center.
Hold it all the way up so they can see it.
It used to be the old Duke Paranormal Department, psychology department, but now they're on their own, and it's the Ryan Research Center. Got ESP, so hopefully that will. Hopefully the answer is yes. So I guess Dr. Priya, she's from the Netherlands. Work, jobs, and career. I had given an interview on Saturday. Can you give me insights?
Netherlands, work, jobs, and career. I have given an interview on Saturday. Can you give me insight? Are you? Do you got something, Iris?
Yeah, what I'm getting on that is that there is a job for you, but what I'm getting is that you're not totally convinced you want that particular job yourself. And that there's some question in your mind about whether you want it or not. And when you put that out into the ethers, they're going to help you not get it because
they think that's what you want.
They think that's what you want. It's not that you couldn't get the job or you can't get the job. It's that you're not really wanting that job. If it comes through,
you are qualified for that job.
Yeah.
You're very much qualified, and they are interested in you, but your attitude/energy, like Iris is saying, is slowing down the process.
So, and if it doesn't come through, there is something on the horizon that you will want much more. So I hope that helps.
Absolutely.
And also keep in mind when we do readings, a lot of times just because you're here means some of this information is for everybody, not
other
just
people's readings are for you too.
Yeah. There's a reason you're all here.
Yeah, there's a reason you're also hearing someone else's reading. Thank you, Iris. That is always important. Very much so. All right, Lisa Clark, Clark Klein, what do I need to know? Guides of Lisa, what does she need to know? Lisa, they're showing me two things primarily, and it's a visual thing that's abstract. And the first thing they're showing me was a series of primary colors, such as blue, red, and yellow. A little bit of green, but that's not as primary, but they're all strong, bright colors. And the next thing they were showing me were vehicles, cars, new vehicles. And it might be literal that, a newer vehicle is coming into your life or something similar to that, but it feels more abstract than that. Like it represents moving on or moving forward or a new way to move forward in your life. And the primary colors, that part I'm not quite sure how to interpret. However, it's your stuff, not mine. So whatever showing up of primary colors, showing up as color circles, and they could almost be interpreted as chakras. And they are, yeah, it's definitely those four, medium blue, medium red, medium yellow, and medium green, are all four showing up. So green is heart, blue is truth, yellow is gut, and red is first chakra grounding, your legs and feet, so more or less. So very much in your body. Guys, is there something you want Lisa to know that's not as abstract as all that? Okay, yeah, now they're being very specific. Lisa, lay off the sugar. Yeah, if you're drinking sweet drinks or eating a ton of fruit or having candy and cake or cookies lately, they're saying, they're not saying go cold turkey, they're saying cut it in half and find other ways to make yourself happy than besides sugar. Sugar is very much an addictive chemical. Alcohol is made from it, just to give you one example. But they're saying cut way back, like cut back half. If you're not much of a sugar eater, they're showing me that there's somebody you need to pass this message on to that you know is a sweet tooth.
Okay.
And that's it. Thank you. Thank you, Lisa.
Real quick, Dr. Priya commented that she has a degree from India. She actually is from India and has a degree, but of course it means something different there, and that she has an interview today. I think the interview today is going to be more important than the one she had before. So, and she said she did want that job 100%, but there's something there. There's something there about it.
There's some resistance in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't know why or what.
I'm picking up that it's a person. It's a specific person that's not a favorite person at that wanted job, which is something you have to negotiate for yourself, inside yourself.
Yeah. And it might be spiritually, there's a reason that this other job's going to be better for.
Mm-hmm.
But
eyes wide open, Priya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Whitney says, what does Spirit want me to know for the future? And Margot, are you getting anything?
I was looking at you and I was like, what? I was reading the next question.
Oh.
What do you want Whitney to know for the future? Whitney, they want you to be more specific. Do you mean in relationships, or do you mean family, or do you mean job, or do you mean occupation, or your health, or what? They want you to be more specific because you've got a very busy future immediately this year. And they want to know, can you be more specific about what area of life? And Whitney, we will come right back to you when you have a chance. Did she answer?
Okay. She commented on Lisa's. She read some more cigarettes have sugar. Don't know how true that is. But you're not eating them. I don't know how smoking sugar is different from eating.
Sounds like something cool to try. I'm kidding. Whitney wrote earlier the other night, I went to bed, closed my eyes, and had a visualization of tall trees and felt my body rising through the trees and into the blue sky. So strange. Should I be worried? And she goes on to say, my fiance also asked me after it happened if I had just got out of bed, but I didn't know. LOL, so weird. Now, Whitney, that one's easy to answer rather than the other one about what does Spirit want you to know.
Well, she's asking about her health in that one.
Okay, so, well, Spirit is actually telling you what to do with that dream sequence. It is very typical for humans to what we call astral travel while they're asleep. And leave their physical body safely in their home, in their bed, recuperating, sleeping at night, while their spiritual and truer higher self goes flying around the cosmos or around the universe. Shirley MacLaine was one of the first people to talk about it publicly. However, other people have been writing about it for thousands of years. There is a silver cord or a gold cord between you and your spiritual self that can go flying. Once in a while, you'll remember the leaving of the body and the drifting up and out. And it's not unusual to experience a natural environment when that happens, such as trees or birds or open fields or open ocean or beautiful mountains and valleys or something like that. Okay, she was awake when it happened. It's still the same thing. It's still the same thing. Now you're doing it. It's actually considered a gift, and a lot of people wish they could do what you're doing. So there's not any danger in it, except for, and I wouldn't call this danger, but rather more like a recommendation. When you do this again and you're aware it's time to come back to your body, make sure you get hunkered, locked down, snuggy snug back into your own body completely. And at the same time, be aware that nobody else is allowed to be in your energetic body space except for you. In other words, when you take off like that, make sure your body is essentially in a safe parking space, much like when you're asleep in your bed. And what I mean by safe parking space, remember this advice is for everybody, not just Whitney. You can use things like crystals, smudging, sacred music, chanting. 432 hertz is a good universal one, but there's other sacred hertz numbers as well. But 432 is universal. And what you're doing is creating sacred space for your unoccupied physical body to remain in so that you can completely and wholly return to inside your body and reintegrate. This is also considered a very shamanic journey. It's not something that typical humans do, obviously, or you'd hear about it more often. However, you are going to hear about it more and more often. It is going to get normalized. It is going to get standardized. You will be teaching other people how to do it in the future. So namaste. You got a little peek into the future.
Something I heard a long time ago, and I've always kept it in mind when I've arranged my bedroom, is do not don't have a mirror at the foot of your bed. You know how a lot of people have their bed set up with a dresser at the foot of their bed and it might have a mirror on it? Don't do that. There are some people will wake up in the morning feeling bumped and bruised, and it's because they're trying to get into themselves in the mirror, not their real body.
I know somebody who needs to hear that. All right, so mirrors are actually accesses to other dimensions. Yeah, so it can be
confusing
to something that is not physical, that doesn't know the laws of physical world. You, as a human, know about mirrors. Remind your higher self.
Yeah.
The warm, breathing, moving one is what you want, not the flat, cold one.
Yeah.
like a fly.
Yeah.
Like a little bee or a little fly bouncing off the windshield over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Let me in. Okay, so the next question down, Chris.
I have a choice between two jobs, job 1 or job 2. And
LOL.
Yeah. So
wow, they are very even. The energy is very even. Iris, do you have a slight pull one way or the other? I see why you're having
not really between job 1 and job 2, and I hope he's distinguishing that and letting it be known, because I don't know if it's because that it's not being communicated, of course. It's just when you define something like that, there's a third party that needs to know what you defined it as. So I don't know if I'm not going to make any sense trying
That
to
did not
explain
make
this.
yeah. Try again in simpler terms, because there's something important in there.
When you say something like, I don't know, sometimes I'll be talking to myself and I'll be going, I don't know, which should I do? And I'll hear this voice go, well, you have to define that. Define your choices so that the universe understands this is one and this is two. Whereas if I just thought, okay, I know which is one and which is two, but I didn't let anybody in the universe, spirit guides or whatever, understand what that is, then there's only you are going to have that reading. It's going to stay within you.
So without
And
definition, right?
right. And so I don't know if
Well, there's
he
another.
has
I
allowed
see
that.
what you're. I see where you're going with that, or sorry, I see where you went with that, Iris, and that makes a lot of sense. I hadn't thought about it that way before. I was interpreting the question a little differently in terms of a just black and white, truth, not truth question.
And that is something for me. I keep hearing repeatedly, he already knows the answer. He already knows.
Chris, which job do you want? Go for it. Even if you want both of them, which one do you want more?
There's something that's, on one hand, you're holding yourself back, thinking, I really want that one, but I probably won't get it. Stop that.
Stop doing that.
Stop that.
Be positive.
And step into it with the wholehearted belief and knowing that, yes, you do have
you deserve.
Right.
You deserve abundance. Yeah.
Yeah. And you might think, well, that one looks a little riskier. I might not be as secure in that one. But if it's really tugging on your heartstrings, there's something holding you back on one of them, but you know that's the one you really want. Let's see. I'm not seeing a response yet.
I think you got it. I think you got it.
Okay.
The next one is from Cheryl using Mike's account. And she says, hello, ladies. Will this year be better than the last year? Hell yes. Very much so. But Iris, are you feeling inclined to answer on this one, or?
I think, again, it has a lot to do with your own attitude and moving forward.
Sure.
I mean, if you start piss moaning about everything, it's not going to be good year. But the path is there, and it is saying, yes,
the potential is huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are going to, and speaking on behalf of all humans, including you, Cheryl, there are going to be, I take that back. There is a high probability that there is a percentage of people that are going to experience a rocky and uneven year 23. But there's also a huge percentage of middle, and I'll explain in a second, of middle awareness people, and then a smaller percentage of higher awareness people. Those two groups, the people with middle awareness and the people with higher awareness, are going to experience a lot of ahas, a lot of yes, we are on the same page. Oh my God, that's so awesome. Look, this is paying off. This job is paying off. This investment is paying off. Things that they thought were lost are going to return to them in happy and beautiful ways, etc., etc. Abundance is actually the best word for what I'm saying. There is going to be a small fraction that is going to have a hard time experiencing that. And like Iris said, Cheryl, your mindset determines where you're going to be. Are you going to be in an abundance mindset, or are you going to be in a lack mindset? So you choose, but the odds and the opportunities for an amazing year are super strong for 23. Yeah.
I think I just want to throw two things in there. One is, oh shit, it just flew by. Wait a
Stay
minute.
positive.
Yeah, well,
Stay positive,
and
guys.
a lot of times we forget that what we see as a downturn or as something negative really means that the windows are flying open to let in the good thing. Years ago, I was fired from a job because I promised myself I was going to leave the job, and 6 months later, I still hadn't. And as soon as I got fired, I went, I looked up and I went, yeah, I know. I know. I know. I'm not upset because I know you told me.
To get out.
Told you, and you're making sure I'm doing what I promised myself I was going to do. And it was the best damn thing that ever happened to me. I mean, I cried a little, but I was packing up my stuff and just grinning and going, yeah, I knew this was coming.
A loss can be a cleaning out and making way for better.
Yes.
Yeah. When something closes, when a door closes, window opens. Yeah. Well, the door closing is a loss. And don't worry about it because there's a window somewhere else opening up.
Yeah. Look for that positive, the bigger picture. Look for the bigger picture. Anytime you think something is going wrong,
there's always more to the story. Yeah.
There's always more to the story. So, we say, oh, it's going to be a fantastic year. And I think it's because it is, but it doesn't mean that you're going down a rose-covered walkway the whole way. Things have to be cleaned out in the process. Okay.
Namaste, Iris. That was awesome.
Thank you. Okay. So, Fran Hainsberry, please ask my spirit guides what is coming for me.
Fran is a friend of mine, so I can talk to her this way. Fran, hold on to your ass. Grab your seat, strap in, put on your seatbelt, and get ready to have your head snap back. Yeah, you're in for, I hope you like roller coasters. You're kind of a thrill seeker girlfriend, so you probably will be all right with that part. But they keep saying, tell her to hold on to her ass because we're going to really put her through it in a good way. In a good way. You are going to be energy. What I'm seeing, they're showing me you are shrieking and laughing and waving your hands and handing off abundance and flowers and love and sustenance to people around you. And you're taking it in and you're getting huge in a spiritual way. You're glowing and growing in size, and your eyes are getting brighter and brighter, and you're laughing louder and louder, but you're still getting snapped back in the seat. They're going to do it to you 2 or 3 times, by the way, all year long in 23 specifically. By the end of 23, you will have acclimated, and that whiplash effect won't be so severe on you. However, it'll still be a tremendous thrill. And to participate in this, you just have to cooperate and keep welcoming abundance and opportunity. Yeah. And they stopped right there. They went, no more to say. They don't want you to have preconceived notions.
Okay.
So have fun with that, Fran.
Linda, any specific advice from my ancestors? I have been trying to contact my spirit guides, still having trouble stilling my mind to connect. Still working on this. Thank you.
Contacting spirit guides, quieting her mind. What do you want to tell her, Iris?
Well, and then she says, any specific advice from any ancestors? So
that's true. Yeah.
So okay. Holy cow, I'm feeling it. You are having a hard time because it's like all of a sudden without just that little bit, it's like my head's just swirling. So let me back out of that one for a sec. She's
We we got a ton of questions. We need to.
I
Sorry,
know.
we got to roll it up.
Yeah. But basically, we've done a show. We've done shows on meditations before.
How
Look
to?
back at those for grounding on how to. And if you go to my website, iriscarter.com, you'll see the Eyes of Indigo directory, and you can do a word search. The directions are there, and search for the previous shows that have meditations in them. Get grounded. That is part of stilling your mind.
Namaste.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so you know, and
Linda, you're too much up in your head. Get grounded.
yeah, that's what I'm getting. And some of your ancestors are your guides. So yeah, and that's what I'm hearing is no, they're having a hard time communicating with you too because you're not grounded. So work on that. All right.
They can't find you when you
Linda.
do that. Dale and Jeannie Stacy, thank you. Namaste. Let's
Okay, we
see.
did.
Deborah Hyde is asking, what may I know? There's a couple of comments on here that are cute or relevant to what we've said so far. My gut is a roller coaster ride from Ronald Henley. Damn straight,
That was
brother.
earlier. I don't know what it was about, but yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about Fran being on a roller coaster. Yeah, that was for you too, Ron. Trust me. You nailed it. That one was for you too. Hold on to your ass. You're gonna experience an amazing year as well. We all will to some degree, but particularly Fran and Ronald, two separate people who don't know each other at all, you're going to have a hell of a ride. And Lisa Clark says, thank you. And that's the sugar. Yep, let's go ahead and do Heidi. Was it Heidi?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Grab Heidi's question real quick. Let me see if I can scroll. What was it? Deborah Heidi. Deborah Heidi. Yeah. My question is, what may I know? Everything. Deborah, you're allowed to know everything.
Yeah.
That's how I interpreted the question.
I mean, as far as maybe what
should she know?
That's a
what
wide open question. If you can be a little more.
Let me see if I can focus it in. Guys, what do you want? Let me answer it in a context we can do here on air really quick. For Deborah Heidi, her spirit guides, what do you want her to know right now? Stay on the path you're on right now. You're doing fine. This is a quiet time. It may feel or seem like you're not going forward or moving very fast. You're moving slowly forward at the moment. That's intentional. The pace will pick up very soon. You're going to appreciate the slow, quiet times now because you're going to barely have a break until this summer. So late winter and all through spring and into summer, you're going to be energy, change, go, shift, woo, learn. Enjoy the quiet. That's what you need to know. All right, next question.
Heather, do you see my current animal guide and its influence in my life right now?
Yep. You want me to say that one?
Go ahead if you've got a.
I got it. Heather, you got butterflies, baby girl. And they are the yellow and black monarchy ones. And butterflies represent a couple of things, but they're, well, actually quite a few things.
Is it swallowtail?
It might be a swallowtail. It might be, because they're similar too. But I'm seeing some yellow monarchs and some all kinds. And what butterflies represent joy, and they also represent transformation from an earth-crawling being to an airborne flying being. By the way, did you know a butterfly never actually sees its own wings? Its eyes don't go that way. So they have no idea how beautiful they are by our standards. I don't know why I'm bringing that up, but they asked me to bring it up. You've got some serious butterflies. You have recently popped out of your cocoon and you are butterflying yourself. And the butterflies want to help you do their magic, do their medicine in your own way. They're just guiding you a little bit. And by the way, they're going to lead you to more guides. All right, next question.
I just want to mention, Chris, I see that you answered the 2 different jobs that you're trying to determine.
Yeah.
The answer's still the same. There's something you got to listen to yourself.
I have an opinion on that one. I'm hearing one. The job one, the first one, with the autistic population. So anyway, it really is up to you. You got to go with what makes your heart sing. Yeah.
And that does, I mean, I agree with you. It does kind of, when I look between the 2 of them, I'm going, yeah, it's the autistic, but he's got to make that decision.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And
a lot of thank yous.
Love that you're here. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Ronald says, I don't like mirrors in my bedroom. Smart guy. V says, hello.
Tasha, you just ask a question and we'll get to it.
Tasha Edith, yeah, just write your question in the chat and we'll answer it in the order.
And greetings, Ivy. Thank you for joining us.
And Carly, same thing. Write your question in the chat and we will, as we scroll down to it, we will answer it. Love the page name. Spirit guides, messages. What's it say? Messages may be on my romantic life. Iris, this is screaming towards you.
Are you wanting to know about your spirit guides or are you asking what they are?
I'm thinking she's saying, do you hear messages from her spirit guides commenting on her romantic life?
Okay.
In other words, translate what her spirit guides might be messaging, please.
I'm sensing that you're trying to jump too quick. It's like your energy, when you see potentials out there, it's like your energy goes whoop, right, and you back off, and remember, you've got to take care of you first. You cannot, you don't want to give away who you are for somebody else. And if you go too fast, that's what's going to happen. So make sure that you're being your authentic self. And then you'll find somebody who responds to that, not to what you think that they want.
No prescriptions. Not prescribed by you or anybody else. Yeah.
Right.
In the moment, you'll know. In the moment, you'll both know, actually. Yeah.
And so keep your energy to yourself. Be open, but not needy. And not that any of us. I hate that word because it sounds like you're going, please, and you're not.
No, that's not what you mean. Yeah.
But it's like, as soon as you settle, or as soon as you try to be something for other people, you're going to get the wrong people in. So just be authentic to yourself, and once you're doing that, and you're loving yourself, and you're doing good for yourself, and you are happy with yourself, here comes people that are more appropriate for you. And so that's why I just don't want you to jump off the ledge too quickly. And
keep your vibration authentic and you'll attract authentic love. Yeah.
Yes.
So thank you, Tasha, for the compliment. And Jane is next. Jane, hi, thanks for coming in with us. And she's writing a question: entering a new business venture, what do I need to know? Ooh, Jane, good on you. This is exciting. The energy around your new business and your future clientele or customers or students or whatever they're gonna be, they're excited to see you coming. Go ahead and announce it more publicly that you're about to launch this business, and let the momentum and the interest build, and let people talk and share it with other interested friends, so that when it's go time, you got even more people lining up to sign up for dates on your calendar, on your schedule. Apparently, there is a big demand for whatever it is you're offering. I honestly have no idea what it is. Doesn't matter. I've sat with you. I've talked to you. I've listened to you. I've followed you on Facebook, and amen, sister. Tell it. You tell it like it is, and I love it. And I love it. You're a very philosophical type, and you're also very wise. And you also don't take yourself too seriously. Definitely our kind of people. And okay, so you're going to go down a retail path. Talk it up. Talk it up. You're going in the right direction. The next question that came to my mind is, are you doing this as a partnership or as a sole proprietor? And they're showing me that if you're doing it as a sole proprietor, people are going to come along to offer to partner with you in it. And they're saying, using your authentic self as a filter, yes, allow people to partner with you that completely vibe with you, not people that partially vibe with you, but people who completely people who completely vibrate with you. Now, this might happen after, if that's what I got, that you're going to start off solo, and then they'll come along after a few months, especially when they see what kind of success you're enjoying, which is not unusual. But use your discernment, like Iris was talking about for the last read. Stay in your authentic vibration, and you will attract the authentic right people to bring in the pieces of knowledge and wisdom that you don't have, and you will be able to offer them information and pieces of the puzzle that they don't have. It'll be a nice yin-yang balanced symbiosis. But that's going to be a few months after you start, several weeks to a few months. And woo, you're going to have fun. This is going to be good. Go for it. Yeah, congratulations. Yeah, congratulations. Next person.
Shelby, what do I need to know about career path right now? Shelby, I'm getting. Are you
Thank you,
in?
Heather.
Yeah, Heather says love yourself. So Shelby, are you in school right now? Jane says, thanks. Are you like in school, freshly out of school, or thinking about totally changing your career?
Shelby, we need a little bit more intel, because all of these possibilities are possible. All of these are possibilities. Which way are you inclined? So Iris can give you a better read on what is the highest potential for you. Wanting to go
back to school. Okay.
Wanting to go back to school by the end of the year. No.
Yeah.
I heard no. There is education needed, going back to school all the way.
Yeah, don't jump into like a 4-year degree program, but there are certificates and things like that you can get.
And workshops and certificates, and yes. A 2-year, 4-year degree, no.
You don't need it.
Right.
But it's yeah, and that's what I can see you in an education type setting, or that thought of going into education to really change directions. And Shelby went from
a server and moved to the kitchen. All right, so are we saying that Shelby is on a culinary chef type, or baker, or some kind of gastro-culinary cool stuff?
Do they know each other?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the implication. Shelby, if you're talking about or are you talking about restaurant management and uh, corporate, that kind of thing? All right.
Co-counter.
So, all
Okay.
right. So, Shelby,
Are you wanting to get out of that, or are you wanting to enhance that
that is a good
career?
question. Shelby, is that where you want to stay in the food industry, or are you talking about doing something else?
Looking to get
Looking,
out of it. Okay,
looking,
that's what I thought. I was seeing like a big turn. Okay. So it's you need
baby step it.
well, yes and no.
Okay, go for it.
Shelby, there's things you can do. Are where is she on the coast? I guess if she's
Mm-hmm.
near.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, damn! I wish you were closer to me. Um,
Well, you can do stuff online.
I can still do stuff online. Yeah. Um, Shelby, it helps to look at when people are going through like they're wanting to do a big change. Um, I work with people who are looking to change careers or trying to find work and that sort of thing. And I do interest in values testing and things like that that help. And it's more helpful to them. A lot of times I can already see where it's going, but it's more helpful to them and it helps me help them better to
That's
go through
Iris's
this.
day job, guys, is to help people find the appropriate career and job for that individual. That's her
Yeah.
that's her full-time job. So,
And so
she's offering that service to you, Shelby. Yeah.
yeah, and if you want to email me, Iris at iriscarter.com, I'll send you the test to take. I'll help you play with it a little bit. But basically I'm seeing it's like I'm seeing the need to do something more for yourself than for other people. That you're wanting something that's going to give you more self-satisfaction that anything dealing with the public and retail outright where anybody can walk in and bitch nag at you is not your thing anymore is what I'm getting. um and you can use what you there are skills that you have now that you can use to change. But I'm not sure if it's going into I'm seeing two things. I'm seeing either going into an office like accounting, something with finances and keeping track of records and that sort of thing, or working with children.
Shelby says she would be so happy to work with you. It sounds like you're
So
tuning into Miss Shelby extremely well. So, yeah.
so yeah, so just email me. I'm gonna put my email in the chat.
Or you can run it across the screen. Other people might want to contact you for similar purposes.
That's true. I will.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's in
email
the
me
chat.
and then I'll catch up with you. Um
Iris at iriscarter.com. Yeah.
yeah, and I'll
For
run that if you'll well,
the
let's see.
audio people.
I'm trying to multitask here, so I got too many buttons to click.
Yes. No worries.
Uh
I'll pick this one up if you don't mind.
okay.
Giselle says, hi, please see if you feel anything with me, anything at all, anything special happening in my life soon. Yes. Um, they keep showing me your spirit guides, which is what we're tuning into. They're showing me that another life is going to come into your life. And it seems to be a young life, which could be a very important special pet, dog, horse, sheep, bird, something, but something, or even all the way to a child or a grandchild, depending on what's age appropriate or for the dynamic in your family. But they're showing me a new young life is going to be very prevalent in your world in 23, and you'll be aware of it by early mid-spring, so around March, maybe April. And they're not being clear about whether or not this is a child, a grandchild, a niece, a nephew, a dog, a horse, a cat, or several of those. They're not being real clear about what kind of angelic sweetie poo baby energy is coming in. I'm also hearing it could be a few of those, not just one of those. It could be a few of those. And they're showing me that this presence in your life, this new sweet baby presence in your life, is going to be reconnecting and rejuvenating and inspiring, extremely inspiring for you and your loved ones, not just you, other adults and around this new life, whether it's fur, feathers, or skin. And and
She says she's thinking of pregnancy and that she's been trying for 6 years.
Well, it's coming up on you really good. Honestly, you might end up with a baby and a dog. Do it. They're going to be best friends with you. In other words, don't limit the possibilities. If you run into a dog that needs rescuing, or you hear about a dog that needs rescuing that's totally speaking to your heart, go for it. Or a puppy that needs you, go for it. Stay away from puppy mills, please. Or the puppy breeders like that, reputable only. And the baby, you're going to have two opportunities. One of them is going to be, this is going to sound clinical, but this is how they talk on the other side. One of the babies you can generate yourself, Giselle, biologically. The other one is going to be a chance to rescue a child that is a soulmate of yours already, regardless of biology. So it's very possible that over the next 2 years, you could end up with two baby humans in your life, or young humans in your life.
Well, it sounds like if her cousin's pregnant now, that could be part of it.
Be open to all possibilities. 2 legs, 4 legs, wings, feathers, skin. Namaste. You've got some beautiful, very young teachers, educators, and spiritually guided beings coming in, you and your loved one. It looks like your significant other, maybe husband or boyfriend in the picture there. You guys, these young beings are going to be very strong and loving spirit guides, personal growth, ahas, wisdom teachers for you guys. Enjoy. Support them and love them the best way you know how. Avoid guilt and shame. Always come from fear. Avoid love at all. Always come from fear. That was brilliant. Always come from love and avoid fear at all costs. Namaste, guys.
And I think with that, we're going to have to wrap it up. But we so appreciate everybody coming and bringing their questions. Just to give you a heads up, next week we're going to be going back to, we're doing the indigo chakra.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we had to skip it. And
in December.
Yeah, so we're gonna do that, the indigo one, next week. We're covering all the chakras one a month, so that's
and
where
we had to skip a month, so we're up to number 6.
And then February 1st, we'll probably bring back that Wizard of Oz show we were going to do that we had to cancel. And we'll be doing psychic readings again on February the 8th. So the way it's working out, it's just a few weeks away. So but we try to do it once a month, and we appreciate everybody being here, and hope you'll tune in for our other shows or look for us on YouTube or Facebook, Eyes of Indigo. They're recorded, so you can go back and look at some of them. And don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
When you're on YouTube, please click like, subscribe. Yes.
And have a great week, everyone. Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Thank you for joining The Eyes of Indigo with Iris Carter and Margot Ross Sears. Music is Arcadia by Kevin MacLeod of Incomptech.com, licensed under Creative Commons. Visit our Facebook page for broadcast details at www.facebook.com/Eyes of Indigo. Show is copyrighted 2022 by Iris Carter and Margot Ross Sears. All rights reserved.